before there were cities, before there were hospitals, or science, or explanations. There were fears, and some fears became stories, some stories became curses, and some curses never died. Long ago, in the isolated settlement of Winter Hollow, there lived a woman named Elara Crowe. She was a midwife, an herbalist, a quiet and observant soul. Some villagers respected her for her knowledge of roots and remedies. Others feared her for the very same reason. Children whispered that she talked to shadows. They said they saw her kneeling in her garden at dusk, speaking softly to things no one else could see. She walked with a stillness, a softness that unsettled even the bravest men. There was something about Elara that made people lower their voices when she passed by. But the truth was simpler. Elara was different. And in a world with no science and very little understanding, different was dangerous. One winter, a fever swept through Winter Hollow. It came quickly, silently. Within days, several children had died. The town was overcome with panic. They wanted answers. They wanted someone to blame. And their fear pointed directly at the quiet woman on the edge of town. On the coldest night of the season, they stormed her cottage, torches in their hands, snow crushing beneath their boots, voices rising with accusation. They dragged Elara out into the frozen air. She begged for reason. She begged for mercy. But fear is rarely reasonable, and mercy is rarely found in angry crowds. They shackled her wrists and ankles to a wooden bed inside the abandoned barn at the edge of Winter Hollow. The boards beneath her creaked with every shiver of wind. A thin layer of straw offered no warmth. The iron cuffs bit into her skin. Hours passed, then days. Elara's voice grew weaker. Her breaths grew shorter, and her final moments were spent in a strange silence, a silence the witness described as unnatural. According to that witness, her chest heaved as if an invisible weight pressed down upon her. Her eyes looked past him, focused on something he could not see. And with her final trembling breath, she whispered, "Your children, your children's children, I will sit upon them as you have sat upon me." Then her body fell still. Word spread quickly. The townspeople claimed they felt a heaviness in the air that night, a stillness that lingered long after her last breath. Some said the barn stayed cold for weeks, no matter how warm the sun was. From that winter forward, the Crowe bloodline, and many families in Winter Hollow, reported a strange haunting. Every few generations, a person would wake in the middle of the night, fully conscious, but unable to move, their eyes open, their mind awake, but their body frozen as if trapped inside a shell, and sitting on their chest. Something heavy, something unmoving, something breathing, slow and steady, inches from their face. Some saw the figure of a woman with tangled hair and hollow eyes. Some saw only a shapeless mass of shadow. Others saw nothing at all, only darkness bending toward them. But everyone felt the same thing, a presence, a watcher, a weight that grew heavier the harder they tried to breathe. Parents warn their children, "If you wake up and your breath won't come, it's Elara. She comes for those who wronged her, and for the children of the ones who let her suffer." The legend twisted through time. Families moved away. Some refused to sleep alone. Some never spoke of the night it happened to them. And the spirit gained a name that echoed through generations: the sleeper on your chest. Centuries later, in the present day, Elara Crowe returned home from a long shift at a local cafe. She collapsed into bed without turning on the lights, her limbs heavy, her mind cloudy. She drifted into sleep almost instantly. Hours passed. At 3:17 a.m., her eyes snapped open. She was awake, fully awake, but something was wrong. Her arms would not move. Her legs would not respond. She tried to inhale, but her breath caught halfway, trapped somewhere between her lungs and her throat. She felt pressure, not imagined, not faint, but real, heavy. Something was sitting on her chest. In the darkness above her, a shape began to form. Slowly, deliberately. The silhouette of a woman leaned forward, her face inches from Mara's own. Mara tried to scream, but her voice fell silent inside her still body. The figure tilted its head, lower, closer. Cold breath brushed across Mara's cheek, and in a voice raw and broken, the figure whispered, "Blood remembers." Mara's heart pounded so violently, she thought it would stop. Her vision swam. Her mind raced in pure terror. Then intensified until the world went black. She woke hours later, gasping for air. Sunlight filled her bedroom. Her sheets were soaked. Her chest ached, as if someone had been pressing on it for hours. Her doctor told her it was stress, exhaustion, an episode. But Mara knew what she felt: the warmth of breath on her cheek, the weight pinning her down, the whisper.
Blood
She believed the legend
remembers.
But here is the truth. Winter Hollow never understood. There is no ghost. There is no curse. There is no sleeper on your chest. What Elara felt, what Mara felt, what millions of people across the world feel every year, is something far more explainable and far more universal. It is sleep paralysis. When the mind wakes up before the body, the world becomes a cage. Your muscles remain frozen in REM sleep. Your breathing weakens. Your chest feels heavy. Your voice disappears. Your mind shrieks for movement that can't happen. And when fear takes hold, the brain creates a shape to explain the terror. A shadow, a figure, a creature on your chest, a ghost leaning over you. Not real, not physical, not supernatural. A hallucination born in the space between waking and dreaming. Science calls it REM atonia. The legend called it Elara. But both describe the same thing: your body asleep, your mind awake, and your fear inventing a monster to fill the darkness. Her curse was never real, but the fear was, and still is, because sometimes the cruelest ghosts in our lives are the ones our mind creates to explain the unexplainable. Fears explained.